Welcome to Monday's Market Outlook here at Top Gun Options. Matthew Buckley. Of course, my call sign is Wiz, and welcome to the least productive workday out of the entire year here in the United States, the Monday after Super Bowl. Hopefully you had a great time watching the game. And, obviously the Falcons lost the Super Bowl. That's just an incredible game. You got to give it to Tom Brady for sticking it in there. I heard the other night for about an hour about how great this guy is and everything like that, and on a personal side, and obviously he's the best there is, and they deserved that win. So hopefully everybody had a blast at their Super Bowl party. But maybe that's why the futures are down a little bit now. Or either that, or the CEO of Tiffany's. They had a nice Tiffany commercial with Lady Gaga, who surprised everybody by not getting political during the halftime show. But good, Super Bowl ad out of Tiffany's, but their CEO stepping down. I don't know why. I've donated quite a bit to Tiffany's over about the past 4 years, and it really didn't do me any good. So maybe it's time to sell Tiffany's short. It used to mean a lot to people, but guess not anymore. So let's go ahead and get airborne. The futures are down right now, probably because all the traders that would be trading right now are either still on the train or just getting up or sick or calling in sick. But after Friday's rip your face off rally, I mean, that was we have our 1 o'clock weekly options live trade brief today, obviously for my members, and we've been nailing our S&P weekly 500 trades. Bull put spreads here, bear call spreads here, bull put spreads here. Just trading a sine wave, and I think the next leg's up. Intermediate term, but as far as weeklies, we might actually be looking at a weekly bear call spread. I think we're going to wallow around a little bit, and we'll talk about that at 1 o'clock. And if you're not a member here, you can obviously just go to our homepage, topgunoptions.com, and grab one of the trials on the homepage there. Accelerated retirement, intermediate options, or kind of the advanced options, which include our weekly options live trade brief. So just kind of flat. Asia played a little catch-up to our rally from Friday, so that's why Asia was up, and a little flat over in Europe is where, like I said, Tiffany's down 3.8%. That's the biggest decline in pre-market trading after the skipper said that he was stepping down. Perfect timing after he announced Sunday that he's stepping down from Tiffany's. Sounds similar to another commanding officer stepping down. Yeah, we are coming out of earnings season. I covered this on Friday's market wrap-up. One of the reasons we had a really big rip-your-face-off rally on Friday was that, the Franken-Dodd. Hey, we are going to gut Franken-Dodd, the Volcker rule, capital constraints or capital requirements that banks are supposed to keep, the fiduciary rule. God, it's 10 times fast you have to say that. And that's why. So real quick to my members, if you're short any of the upside calls in JP Morgan. JP Morgan is also up in pre-market trading, becoming the first U.S. blue blood bank to be able to, look at that, up about $1.50 in pre-market. Love our JP Morgan trades because they're the first folks getting to sell bonds, I believe it is, over in China. So really, really big deal out of JP Morgan. Let me get the verbiage on that right, because it flashed across my screen. FedEx was upgraded to outperform at Raymond James from market perform. I forget it. FedEx is under attack, so is UPS from Amazon. There's Tiffany's. We covered that. Disney. Iger's is going to extend his commanding officer term. He was supposed to retire in 16 months, but there's no succession plan in place. That's, remember, last year. I got long after COO Tom Skaggs. Remember that whole succession plan? Larry Moe and Curly moving around at Disney. That hit the stock a little bit. That's about when I got in, and our Disney trade and the urgent alert portfolio was looking great. Iger staying around for a while. I think that's going to be bullish for the stock. Here it is. JP Morgan received a license to underwrite corporate bonds in China. I got it right. Becoming the first U.S.-based bank to be granted such a license. That is a big deal. Amazon. Got to brief you on this. Gradual rollout of 2,000 grocery stores. They're taking over Cleveland Field to be a FedEx and UPS. They're taking over the market, whatever space, grocery store space. Wiz, they missed earnings. Who cares? Who cares if they miss earnings? The guy doesn't care. Their skipper doesn't care. I know it imploded on its earnings report. I would be looking at a bull put spread this week, or maybe getting long out to January of 2019 if you can swing it. Even like one contract is pretty expensive when you're looking at an $800, $900 stock. So a lot of good stuff going on. We're going to talk this week. Tomorrow in the primary live trade brief at 10 a.m. for my members about some defense stocks. I think Lockheed, the smoke finally cleared from the F-35 versus. It brought a tear to my eye that Donald Trump actually said the word F-18 like repeatedly in the past couple weeks. For the price of one of these things, I can get a bunch of great F-18s. Yeah, you can. The F-35 is a dud. One of my best friends, I actually spoke with him. We had a speech last week at Naval Air Station Jacksonville in the Officers Club to one of the largest auto dealers here in Florida. Hopefully going to be working with them down in Miami and over in Naples. But he was the Navy's first F-35 skipper, and he was in that role 5 years ago. You know how many airplanes he had? 0. So he actually stood up a squadron of 0 airplanes because it's that far behind schedule. The technology's already outdated, folks. And he's like, you got to cancel this thing. Nah, too late. They just magically found a bunch of way to cut costs and save money. So I think Trump saved the taxpayer like $700 billion or something like that. Of course, you didn't hear that too much out of the media. But now that the smoke's cleared, it might be long to get Lockheed Martin. I think they're out of the crosshairs from Trump. I think they're in his good graces now and might actually get a couple bonus tweets. So I think they did their moment that he's done with us and might be time to get along Lockheed. We'll talk about this tomorrow as well. When they rolled back the fiduciary rule, what the hell does that mean and what does that do? Well, there's some stocks that I usually don't like that I might like again. This is what's cool about being an options trader. This is what's even better about being in Top Gun Options is because I go out and find this stuff. Just because it's undervalued or untargeted right now doesn't mean that in the blink of an eye we can't turn around and get bullish on something. Okay, so a lot of good going on here. I think we might kind of do one of these like we did last week, and then we're going to be going up. I really think the market, just like the news media, is a little out of breath based on the first couple weeks of the Trump administration. There's the hope rally that this guy's going to do what he said he's going to do. Here's the holiday lull, and then there's the we're gonna hang until we see action. Holy crap, we saw action. Roll back on the whole immigration thing, and I love the way the media, the liberal media, is frothing at the mouth about how dare Trump say something bad about a judge. Are you people retarded? Did you people not watch the State of the Union address when Barack Obama more or less excoriated 5 justices sitting 15 feet away from him in front on national TV to the entire nation about their Citizens United ruling? I'm like, dude, how disgraceful. The justices are sitting right there. You notice they never clapped during the State of the Union because they're trying to be impartial, and that guy laid into him right there. You could feel his hate going to those people. Donald Trump sends out a tweet, and the liberals are frothing and rolling over, just like at Berkeley, the birthplace of free speech. They shut down a conservative speaker. I'm over it, man. The left is really showing us how we're going to get about 8 years of Donald Trump. That's it for my politics. What's on the flight schedule for the week? Monday. This morning. What do we get? We'll get a Fed lieutenant speaking at 1:30. That's about it. Nothing massive that week. Jolt's jobs opening tomorrow. Mortgage delinquency. There is a Bank of Japan meeting. I think Kuroda's coming here later in the week, isn't he? The Prime Minister of Japan. Crude oil on Wednesday, obviously. Weekly unemployment claims on Thursday. Wholesale inventories. Another Fed lieutenant speaking. China trade balance. That's a Thursday night report that we might be interested in Friday morning. And nothing. Preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment. The biggest thing that worried me, I got to be honest with you, with the jobs report on Friday was the lack in wage growth. That'll be a big one. I might be heading up to the Money Show this weekend up in Orlando. The World Money Show, February 8th through 11th. I haven't been to that thing in years, 5-6 years, and it's a good time. Might walk around. Try. If any of you are going to that, let me know. Maybe we can meet up for a beer, and I'll go try and make some new strategic partners here with Top Gun Options. Okay. So, all right, guys, I got to run. Got a busy morning ahead of me, and then weekly options live trade brief at 1 o'clock. If I see a weekly options trade before we get into it, might take a look at Apple this week. We've been crushing our S&P 500 weekly options trades lately. Might start getting back in our single stock ones, either a Facebook and Apple. Really can't stand trading Alphabet or Google or whatever you want to call it anymore. And then tomorrow we're probably going to talk about getting long Amazon in our primary live trade brief. Okay, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless.